Everyone knows what Jackie Kennedy liked to wear. People don't know this, though. The shoes of the former First Lady had a secret under them. There's almost no way that Jackie Kennedy could have hidden this side of herself since she was a fashion star and married John F. Kennedy. We'll never forget Jackie O's classic pink suit and her stunning wedding dress, even now. It's been 50 years since Miss Kennedy's style was kept alive in the fashion world. Now we know she had a secret up her sleeve. In this case, it was on her shoes. Jackie's biography. Before Jackie's helper made her book, Jackie's Girl, My Life with the Kennedy Family Public, there was a report that it was true. As an aide to Jackie for about 13 years, Kathy McKeon wrote this account of the former First Lady. In it, she talks about what she learned from the Kennedys. While she was talking about her boss's closet, which is every fashionista's dream, she dropped hints that would lead us to the secret behind Jackie's shoes. It looks like Jackie's helper was the only one who knew about her boss's secret. A wardrobe to die for. Kathy McKeon may have been able to see Jackie Kennedy's amazing closet without anyone else seeing. When she talks about her boss's huge closet, she says, "The bedroom walk-in closet was jam-packed with Madam's everyday clothing, all arranged by color. I've never seen such a beautiful collection of shoes before." It was clear that Kathy didn't understand the fashion icon's clothing, especially her shoes. She'd seen bits and pieces of it before, but seeing the whole thing in one place was something else. She did notice something strange about Jackie's shoes, though. Fashionable beginnings. Miss Kennedy was known for taking good care of her clothes. The whole thing began when her husband, John F. Kennedy, won the 1960 election. Jackie O was made the First Lady of the United States. At that moment, she called her clothes designer Oleg Cassini. The artist, who was half Russian and half Italian, was well known for working on hit movies at the time. He hit the top of his field when Jackie Kennedy hired him as her dress designer. The world's most stylish woman. Jackie spent a huge amount of money on very fancy clothes. Many news sources say that Jackie O's taste in clothes cost her a huge $145,000 in 1961. This amount was more than what John F. Kennedy made as President of the United States every year. Was it worth it to spend this much money on clothes and accessories? What you wear will depend on how crazy you are about fashion. It was said that Jackie was the world's most stylish woman because of how stylish she was. Even though it's not a small feat, we still don't understand how everyone missed the secret her shoes held below them. American disapproval. Everyone knows that when people admire you, they will also criticize you. This was also true for Jackie O. When her fans saw that she liked French designs more than American ones, they started to criticize her for not giving American styles more weight. The media also joined the chorus, which made the First Lady do something. Jackie loved the clothes that Givenchy, Chanel, and Balenciaga made for her before, and we're sure she did the same afterward. But when she saw how people in the US felt about it, she asked her editor, Diana Vreeland, to bring in American designers to copy her Parisian style. Do you think these designers also looked at her shoes? Jackie's love for flawlessness. When a group of letters from her were put up for sale in 2013, it became clear that she was obsessed with dress perfection. The letters were sent to Marita O'Connor, who works as a private shopper for Bergdorf Goodman. These letters were the most precise ever. Jackie showed the shopper what she was looking for by drawing it, giving pieces of fabric and texture, and more. She also told the shopper what shoes she wanted. When it comes to clothes, her attention to detail is still unmatched. She must have made it to the big leagues because she was so careful. Elegant and timeless shoes. A great sense of style comes with a great sense of what's right. Of course, Jackie had both of these. Not sure about us? In one of her letters, the former First Lady asked the following: "Please order me a pair of alligator shoes, size 10A, medium heel, slim, pointed toe but not too big, tricky vamp business." simple and classy are things I like. You'll have to hurry, I need these for Inauguration Day. We're sure she could make the wrong match look so good, even if she didn't get exactly what she wanted. Crystal clear demands. She knew what she needed and what she didn't need. She wasn't afraid to be clear in her letters about what she wanted. We see a similar thing in another letter. Tell Mario I want them in the same style as my black ballet evening pumps, and make it clear to that sloppy Italian that they have to be ready on time. Talk about being ready. First Lady mementos. The public still loves and respects the former First Lady's private items. In this case, her shoes, a pair of flats, were on display at an auction in Los Angeles in 2013. A 10 size was the best size for the works of art that Italian shoemaker Rene Mancini made. Someone unknown paid about $30,000 for them. That person here, Mr. Anonymous, might have known Jacqueline's shoe secret, but chose not to tell anyone. Belongings longed by everyone. Jackie O's 2 fake pearl chains were auctioned off at an event in England 3 years before this one. About $47,000 was paid for the rings, but these bracelets would have cost the First Lady a few $100s back then. Things that remind people of JFK's wife are still being sold for thousands of dollars, which is strange. When asked about the shoes, Jean Gica, a gold expert at Bonhams, told The Telegraph, "It's fair to say that 99.9% of the value is because they belonged to Jackie Kennedy. Given the secret her shoes held, they should have sold for a lot more." McKeon's discovery. The shocking thing McKeon found out while looking through Jackie's shoes started a fire we didn't know about. Are you ready for the tea to spill? The tension was over when McKeon found out what was going on. There's evidence that she learned that one of Jackie O's pairs of boots was longer by a quarter of an inch. There's no way that everyone could have missed this. In the end, Jackie did have a small flaw in her bottom body. The long heel lift helped hide it for years, and we didn't know about it until McKeon told us. Couple trouble. The light bulb could come from JFK because he had a problem that was a bit like yours. About 2 years after they got married, JFK went to see Dr. Janet Travell for help with his terrible back pain. There was a small difference in length between JFK's legs, which Dr. Travell found out. The doctor suggested that JFK get special shoes with the left side raised a little more to fix this imbalance, which was also likely the cause of his back pain. Jackie's humility. McKeon also writes in Jackie's biography that her boss was a lover, giver, and a kind person. Being around her made you feel good, and even though she was a fashion star, she was always very humble and normal. McKeon always saw Jacqueline Kennedy as more than just the First Lady or someone who was known for looking well. McKeon also felt like she was with her family when she was with her boss. McKeon's journey. More than that, McKeon talked about the bond she had with Jackie over the years. Because she worked for Kennedy, the helper saw a lot of their life and only had good things to say about her boss. She was born in Ireland but is now American. The young woman went to the United States when she was 19. Jackie Kennedy soon hired her as a babysitter and personal helper. That was 13 years ago, and McKeon had lived with the Kennedys ever since. An aide's experience. It didn't take long for McKeon to feel close to the Kennedy family. After this job, her life would never be the same again, and she had a bright future with the Power pair. Kathy McKeon said, "I had no idea what I was getting myself into with this most royal of American families just days into my new job. How their normal life would become mine, and how their strong love would lift my heart and break it with the unimaginable horrors they had to go through." Family is family. Jackie Kennedy and her 2 children, Caroline and John Jr., came to McKeon's wedding, which made it extra memorable. The person who worked for Jackie had become like family to her by this point, and things didn't change much after she got married. Kennedy kept in touch with McKeon after she retired to take care of her kids. Also, the 2 groups got back together one summer at Jackie Kennedy's home in Hyannisport, Massachusetts, where she brought McKeon and her family. Blissful memories. Of course, Kathy McKeon is old now. She still remembers, though, how kind and caring her boss was. Because of her time with Jackie, she became a big fan of the former First Lady. This is what she said to Fox News. "My best friend lived in Cape Cod, and whenever I went to see her, Madam was always happy to see me. I was always welcome to join her for lunch or dinner, and she would ask me to her private beach. Someone always sent us lunch, thanks to her." More than just the First Lady. In her book, Kathy McKeon writes a lot of stories about Jackie. She often says nice things about Jackie's shy but loving personality. She was famous and a beauty star in her time, but she was always humble. She was very shy and afraid of crowds, but her personality really shone when you got to know her and she opened up to you, McKeon wrote in her book. "Kat, what did you think of him?" she would ask everyone she met. She wanted to know how I felt. Jackie and McKeon's separation. McKeon and Jackie ended up moving apart, which was a bad thing. Not because they're on bad terms or anything, but because two friends slowly go their separate ways in life and don't often meet up again. I had no idea Madam was sick. People read about it in the newspapers and magazines, but I didn't care to read it. I thought I didn't know much about her until I saw a picture of her in Central Park. I didn't remember that, Madam, McKeon told Fox News. Just another New Yorker. The fact that Jackie was able to keep her shoes secret from everyone, even her best helper, is very interesting. We even have records that show she was born in 1929 in Southampton, New York. Her mother was a lady and her dad worked in the stock market. Jacqueline Bouvier later graduated from George Washington University with a degree in French literature. Aside from that, she became a bit of a celebrity while she was in college. She worked for the Washington Times-Herald for a short time before she became famous. The power couple. We first heard that Jackie and her trading partner, John W. H. Husted Jr., got married in 1952. As soon as the proposal was made public, Jackie knew she was wrong because she thought Husted Jr. was too simple and boring. In the same year, she had the pleasure of meeting John F. Kennedy in an official setting. At the time, Mr. JFK was a U.S. congressman, and he met Jacqueline at a dinner party. A year later, they made it public that they were getting married. Ups and downs. Most people remember Jacqueline and John's wedding as a big social event in 1953. It took place in Rhode Island at St. Mary's Church. Once the wedding was over, they picked the city of Acapulco in Mexico for their lengthy vacation. The couple then went back to their home in Virginia's Hickory Hill. The couple was expecting their first child and everything was going well. They had high dreams, but they were dashed when Jackie had a miscarriage. The Kennedys were hit with another tragedy when their baby girl died at birth. But when their daughter Caroline was born in 1957, their lives finally became happy. Kennedy Jr. Not only was Jacqueline Kennedy a glamorous icon and a well-liked boss, but she was also a loving mother and wife. People knew that she was a big reason why JFK's race for president went so well. JFK himself told the press in an interview that his wife's support could not be replaced. As well, she had the same effect on JFK when he was running for president. All of this happened while the Kennedy family was expecting a new child. The couple was thrilled to have their first son, John F. Kennedy Jr., just 2 weeks after JFK took the throne in the White House. Call of Duties. Jackie did everything she was supposed to do as First Lady, even though she had 2 kids to raise. Besides that, she did more than other First Ladies had done. Jackie made sure she went to all of them, from conferences to trips abroad. She had to give up her job as First Lady for a while because she got pregnant again in 1963. Jackie and John Kennedy then had their second son, Patrick. Sadly, the newborn who was born early got hyaline membrane disease and died. The tragic year. It seemed like Jackie's luck had run out when, in the same year, the shocking murder of John F. Kennedy was seen by the First Lady and the whole world. They shot and killed John F. Kennedy while he was riding in a motorcade in Dallas in November 1963. Jackie was sitting right next to him when he was killed, and the blood from her husband's death stained her bright pink dress, It was clear that the 35th President of the United States was dead when his body arrived at Parkland Hospital. Jacqueline Onassis. After JFK was killed, the First Lady was filled with unimaginable sadness. She turned her attention back to her personal life and stayed out of the public eye for a few years. She did, however, make the news once in a while. At this time, Jackie is said to have become friends with Robert, the brother of her late husband. Some people said that their relationship grew close, but there's no proof of that. Despite this, she married Aristotle Onassis again in 1968. He was Greek and famous for running a successful shipping company. Back to the basics. Jackie's second husband also died 7 years after she married him. Now her attention was on getting back to work. Her hard work paid off when she got a job as a consultant editor at the well-known Viking Press. She later worked her way up to become an associate editor at Doubleday. Jackie wanted to protect the culture and build the treasures of her country. It was important to her to follow her interests while she was in the White House, and she did so again after she left office. The end of our heroine. In the year 1993, Jackie Kennedy fell off her horse while she was riding. Her health started to get worse after this fall. The former First Lady was also told at this time that she had a type of cancer called non-Hodgkin lymphoma. The month was May 1994. The sickness had spread to Jackie's brain, spine, and stomach. It didn't look like she had a chance of living. Jacqueline, who was 64 years old, died peacefully in her sleep on May 19, 1994. She was laid to rest at Arlington National Cemetery next to her first husband, John F. Kennedy. If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon